again, I'll gut you like a fish.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Behold! Fish boy!
This is my boomstick!
Red rum.
Garbage day!
We'll tear your soul apart.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Hail, Radma.
All right, welcome back to the Three from Hell podcast. I'm Sam, and I'm joined by Melee.
Yo, it's me,
And
Melee.
that's it. It's just me and Melee this week, so congratulations.
We're losing people.
Listeners, you have finally made it to peak Three from Hell content, where I am the only original member left, and Melee is here. Anyway, we just watched Halloween Kills, and by just watched, I mean we watched it about 18 hours ago, roughly, give or take.
At the most appropriate time.
Yeah, Tony's not here, the mouse, Justin's not here because, well, he didn't watch the fucking movie, and Dino's not here because I have no idea. Anyway, Melee, let's talk about the details of Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills was directed by David Gordon Green. Unfortunately, we do, yeah. It was written by Scott Teems, Danny McBride, and David Gordon Green. It was produced by Malk Akkad, Jason Blum, and Bill Block. Cinematography was done by Michael Simmons. This film was edited by Tim Alverson. Music done, once again, John Carpenter, Cody Carpenter, and Daniel Davies. Your production companies are Miramax, Blumhouse Productions, Trancas International, and Roughhouse Pictures. This film was distributed by Universal Pictures with a release date of October 15th, 2021, with a runtime of 105 minutes. This film had a budget of $20 million, and at the box office, it brought in $133.4 million.
I can see why there was a trilogy. I can see why it went wrong.
Yep. This film was also released just as the COVID precautions were kind of getting a little more laxed. And it was also simultaneously released in theaters and on Peacock, which, what a weird time period where we had films in theaters and on streaming services at the same time. Very strange, but I mean, I guess it's a testament to how much people actually wanted to, get back out into theaters and see this film, considering that it did make, I'm not doing math, but it made $110 million over its budget in the box office. So maybe it was a hindrance.
After COVID.
Yeah, maybe it was a hindrance, or maybe it was a blessing. Helped to make more money with the timing of the release.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis needs that money.
But speaking of the release, let's talk about the people that were in this fucking movie. We have Nancy Stevens as Marion Chambers. Of course, Marion is the assistant/nurse for Loomis from the first film, and Nancy Stevens returns as the original actor who played Marion in the first film in this film. We have Charles Cyphers as Lee Brackett. Aaron Armstrong, who plays a young version of Michael Myers in the 78 flashbacks. James Jude Courtney and Nick Castle once again are playing The Shape. Dylan Arnold as Cameron Elam, returning for that role. Tristan Eggerling as Lonnie Elam in the flashbacks. Robert Longstreet as Lonnie Elam in the regular movie. Anthony Michael Hall as Tommy Doyle. I didn't put this in the facts, but I didn't put this in the facts, but fun fact, they were supposed to get Paul Rudd back to play Tommy Doyle, but Paul Rudd was busy doing one of the Ghostbusters sequels. Yep. I don't know which film he would have rather done, honestly. Will Patton plays Frank Hawkins. Andy I said on the last one I was going to learn how to pronounce her last name. I never did. Andy Matichak as Allison Nelson.
White Man Lies.
Yeah, real. Judy Greer as Karen Nelson, and this film putting her as the most appearances in the Halloween franchise, Jamie Lee Curtis returning to reprise her role as Laurie Strode.
Top billing, I assume.
Yes.
Well, as being top billing, I'm sure she'll have very integral parts of this movie.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Well, let's get into our fast facts before we have Melee read what I'm sure will be a riveting plot synopsis for Halloween Kills. There are some minor spoilers in this section. Maybe not too much. But the main spoilers are when we get to the plot synopsis, so we'll tell you when to stop there. But David Gordon Green, when he was looking for yearbook photos of one of Michael's victims from the 1978 film, came across a yearbook photo of one Bob Odenkirk and thought he resembled the original actor John Michael Graham. So yeah, we pointed it out in the watch, or Tony pointed it out in the watch along. Bob Odenkirk, high school yearbook photo, is in this film.
He's canon.
Yeah, and he is credited. He is actually credited in the film, which is pretty cool, actually. There are 12 pumpkins featured in the opening sequence, with the last one indicating Halloween Kills as the 12th Halloween film. Let's see. And of course, the Dr. Loomis appearance that we had in the film. I don't know how many people had the same experience as me where I thought it was a deep fake of Donald Pleasance put into this film, but it is not. We talked about this again on the watch along. This is why you should subscribe to the Patreon and watch the watch alongs with us, because sometimes we just give shit away. But it was actually construction coordinator Tom Jones Jr. who had apparently had an uncanny resemblance to Donald Pleasance, and they just put a little bit of makeup effects on him, and that was it. That was not his voice, however. That was the voice of Colin Mahan, who did the voice in that sequence. That sequence, of course, I'm referencing to is the flashback scene where Loomis is standing at the bottom of the stairs. And probably my favorite fact for this segment and the last one, the phrase "evil dies tonight" is said exactly 29 times in this film.
Ooh.
So I thought it was going to be more than that, but that's still a fucking lot. Before we move on, one thing I forgot. I had all my notes ready and prepared, and I always forget this one every single time. Where can you watch Halloween Kills? I'll fucking kill you. How can you watch Halloween Kills? Where can you watch it?
Do you want to?
That's a question you gotta ask yourself. Allegedly, you can watch this film on Peacock and Hulu. Or if you subscribe to YouTube TV, Fubo TV, or Sling TV, you can watch it there as well. You can also watch it on the Patreon, patreon.com/you damn right. For just $1
You might
a
as well
month.
watch it with us.
You might as well. We at least make it enjoyable. Or you can also rent and or buy it from wherever you rent and or buy your films. And with that said, this is the last section for probably, I don't know, I can't give you a timestamp because I don't know what time it's going to stop. But for the next little bit, there are major spoilers ahead, as Michael Helbot is about to tell you what happens in this film beat by beat. Melee, without any further ado, thump.
Yes. Fuck you. I was not ready for that.
Here, let me get prepared.
Neither
for
were
this.
most of the victims.
Sit down.
I don't know why they get you.
Every time, I knew it was coming too.
Yeah, something's coming. Evil's coming tonight.
Thump, 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 thump.
Someone should make that, like, Tony should make an edit of the Halloween theme with a thump thump.
Thump, 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 thump.
It's ball sex. All right. Set immediately after the events of the previous film, Cameron Elam finds a wounded Deputy Frank Hawkins while walking home from a Halloween party. This is the same deputy who we saw in the last movie get run over. Somehow he's alive.
Yeah, that doesn't make any
Hawkins
sense.
regrets withholding. Hawkins regrets withholding serial killer Michael Myers' execution and resolves to kill him himself that night.
Hmm.
In a flashback to 1978, just after the end of the original film, Hawkins accidentally shoots and kills his partner in pursuit of Michael before preventing Michael's...
Accidentally.
Yes. Keep in mind, he's a cop, so
he
take
shot the
as you
dude
will.
straight in the fucking jugular, but
Mhm.
okay.
Apparently, it's something about like evading fare or something like that. Crazy.
Ah.
Hawkins accidentally shoots and kills his partner in pursuit of Michael before preventing Michael's psychiatrist, Dr. Samuel Loomis, from executing him in front of Michael's childhood home. During the present day, on October 31st, 2018, Tommy Doyle celebrates the 40th year anniversary of Michael's imprisonment with longtime friend Marion Chambers, Lindsay Wallace, and Cameron's dad, Lonnie Elam. Meanwhile, after their confrontation with Michael, Laurie Strode, her daughter Karen, and her granddaughter Allison are horrified when a group of firefighters arrive at the burning Strode residence, accidentally freeing Michael from the basement. Using their tools, Michael single-handedly murders the firefighters before driving back to Haddonfield. Up to this point, peak movie. Beautiful.
True. I agree.
It's probably one of the scariest moments that Michael has ever felt in the entire franchise.
I have a couple gripes with that firefighter sequence that I'll talk about in my review a little bit, but other than that, great so far.
Karen and Allison submit Laurie to emergency surgery while Michael kills an elderly couple in their home.
No.
Yeah, rest in peace to them. I know they were freaky.
What?
An emergency alert informs Tommy, Marion, Lindsay, and Lonnie of Michael's escape before bar patron Vanessa, when I was a boy, supposedly encounters Michael in the backseat of her car. Supposedly. Tommy and the others confront Michael as the car drives away and crashes. Not Ben Tremor style, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well,
The driver leaves unnoticed. Yeah, we wish. The driver leaves unnoticed by the crowd. En route to collect Cameron, Tommy forms a mob full of vengeful Haddonfield citizens to hunt down Michael before he can hurt anyone else. So far, pretty cool premise, you know?
Hey, can I stop you for 1 second? I forgot to credit a few people, and I don't know how I forgot to credit them.
No.
Before we I will do it anyway. We had Michael McDonald played Little John.
Yeah.
I guess Drew Sheed technically returns to play Oscar, even though he's only in the film for a little bit and he's dead as fuck. Scott MacArthur played Big John, and there's one in particular that I'm trying to find. Give me 1 second. I'm surprised it's not higher up because he does play a pretty major role in this film. Still looking for it. I think this might be it. How to pronounce his name? No,
Didn't the little kid from the last movie make an appearance?
He did make another appearance. Yeah, in the news clip. Second, I gotta try to find this.
Well, he does that. We'll take a look at Shrek second.
What?
In this scene, Shrek and Fiona are having dinner with their mother.
No. Okay. Lance Tivol, who is the as we'll get into, the man who they mistakenly identify as Michael Myers later in the film. His name is Lance Tivol, and he was also in Halloween 2018. We did not credit him because he didn't have a major role in that film, but in Halloween Kills, he does have a pretty major role. This is another fact, not very fun, very sad actually. Lance actually passed away before the release of this film.
That's unfortunate.
Yes. I meant to include that and I forgot to put it in, but when you brought up that scene, I realized I needed to go back and actually put his name out there because that's very sad. That's very, very sad.
And it makes what happens bittersweet.
Yes, it does. Melee, you are free to continue now.
Okay. I'm getting freaky now.
You're freak to continue.
Karen and Allison submit Laurie to emergency surgery while Michael kills an elderly couple in their home, who, as I said, they're very freaky. An emergency alert informs Tommy, Marion, Lindsay, and Lonnie of Michael's escape before bar patrons Vanessa supposedly encounters Michael in the backseat of a car. Tommy and the others confront Michael as the car drives away and crashes. The driver leaves unnoticed by the crowd. En route to collect Cameron, Tommy forms a mob full of vengeful Haddonfield citizens to hunt down Michael before he can hunt anyone else. Which, so far, pretty good premise.
Mm-hmm. Still
Karen and
true.
Allison. Karen and Allison are informed of Michael's escape. Information that Karen decides to withhold from Laurie so that she can recover. Surely there'll be no repercussions for this. After reconciling, I don't know how to say that, so I'm just going to pretend I said it correctly.
Reconciling.
Reconciling, yes, I said that first. First try.
That's true. Yep.
Cameron invites Allison in joining him and his father to hunt down Michael. To which Allison agrees to avenge her father. Laurie and Hawkins awake and reminisce about their former relationship. Idiot. Hawkins is implied to be Karen's biological father. Huh?
I didn't catch that at all.
Wait, what?
I didn't catch that at all. I didn't catch that implication at all.
Does that make them related?
I guess, but I don't remember that being referenced or implied whatsoever at any point.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's we're omitting that. I don't think that's accurate.
Yeah. Elsewhere, Marion, Lindsay, Vanessa, and her husband Marcus. What? Are attacked by Michael. Wait, what?
The car scene when they're at the playground, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I'm in this movie twice.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband, Marcus, are attacked by Michael while warning Haddonfield citizens to stay inside. All but Lindsay are killed as Tommy, Lonnie, and Cameron and Allison subsequently find Lindsay alive. Isn't this where they kill those bullies? Or at least one of them?
I have no fucking idea where we're at right now.
I'm going to pretend that's what I said.
Yeah.
While Tommy takes Lindsay to the hospital, Lonnie, Cameron, and Allison map out Michael's victims and deduce that he's heading to his childhood home. Meanwhile, Tommy reunites with former Haddonfield Sheriff Leigh Brackett, whose daughter, Annie, was killed in the 1978 attack. Tommy organizes a mob of hundreds of Haddonfield citizens, informing Laurie of Michael's survival. Meanwhile, Michael murders the current homeowners of his childhood home. Rest in peace to Big John and Little John.
Best characters in the whole film. Yeah!
Yeah, okay.
Okay!
As Laurie prepares to kill Michael herself. Believed to be Michael, escape hospital inmate and the driver of Vanessa's car, Lance Tovoli, is chased throughout the hospital by Tommy's mob. Although Karen attempts to help, Lance is forced to jump out of the hospital's window to his death, to Karen's dismay. As I said, that's kind of bittersweet since he passed away.
Yep.
Laurie suffers an injury to her wound because white people. Mm-hmm.
Another Jamie Lee Curtis film where she has top billing,
Yes.
but is barely in the fucking movie.
Mm-hmm. Fourth time that she's in the hospital and
Yep.
barely done anything.
Yep.
Now she suffers injury to her wound and, bedridden, urges Karen to help Tommy hunt down Michael. At Michael's childhood home, Lonnie heads in alone, but Allison and Cameron follow and find Lonnie's body in the attic, as Michael subsequently murders Cameron upstairs. Haha, that you get for cheating. Allison is thrown down the stairs by Michael and breaks her leg before an arriving Karen stabs Michael with a pitchfork. She removes his mask and taunts him, allowing Allison to escape.
Mm-hmm.
Karen leads Michael to Tommy's mob at a nearby alley. Michael is subsequently swarmed by the mob, seemingly killed when Karen stabs him in the back. As the mob disperses, Freaky slits Brackett's throat and kills the mob one by one, ending with Tommy killing him with his own baseball bat. Returning to Freaky's childhood home, Karen stares into the upstairs window, visualizing a story she heard earlier about Freaky endlessly staring out the same window. Freaky appears behind her and she is seemingly stabbed to death, Freaky stares out the window, while Laurie stares out of her hospital window. And that's how the movie ends.
That's how the franchise ends, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was definitely one of the Halloween films of all time, and I know what everyone's asking. What do the people think about this film? Well,
Ooh.
this film got this is of course coming from Rotten Tomatoes. This film got a 39% score from critics and a 66% score from the audience.
Uh-huh.
We're going to read some critic reviews. First one, shockingly bloody and violent from the get-go. Halloween Kills is a fast-paced, gory bloodbath that has its repetitive moments, yet hits high on the entertainment scale. 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Halloween Kills betrays itself with sloppy plotting, but bad direction, and an inability to marry its sillier moments with its extremes of terror and sadness. 2.5 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Blood and gore are absolutely guaranteed. There's never a dull moment, but it doesn't add anything new to the franchise, the saga, or the characters themselves. Fans will love it, critics will loathe it, and that's that. 8 out of 10, which doesn't read to me like a 8 out of 10 review, but
Yeah.
okay. Unfortunately, Halloween Kills doesn't recreate the nightmarish magic that the 2018 film brought into the revamped franchise. A few gory moments and solid acting from a few do not cure the film's discombobulated plot progression. 6 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And now the audience scores.
Ooh.
This first one, I'd consider Halloween Kills one of the better entries into the franchise we've seen. It's better than parts 4 through 6, Resurrection, and the Rob Zombie saga. The kills are amped up from the 2018 installment, so is the overall action. Solid movie, definitely worth a watch. 4 out of 5.
Interesting.
Probably my favorite in the series. The way Michael escapes from death just gives the theater audience a complete plot twist-like reaction. Phenomenal tale, but they were too confident about killing Michael. Haha. 5 out of 5. Okay. Here we go.
Oh no.
Absolutely terrible film. Due to the success of 2018's Halloween, which brought a fitting end to an American horror icon, in true Hollywood money grab fashion, they threw something together with no coherent direction or purpose. They give you what could be, yet again, a satisfying ending, and they yank out the rug. Plot twist only makes sense if they're believable and serve a purpose to the story. Might as well have been made by Rob Zombie, another talentless hack whose movies have no direction and just lean on brutal murder. Trust me, pass. 0.5 out of 5. Why'd you have to bring Rob Zombie into this?
You say fuck me for?
Oh, yeah, what the fuck? And our last one, messy and unfocused at times, but damn it is a fun time. A guilty pleasure that I'm gonna correct your grammar here. A guilty pleasure that I have begun to appreciate a lot. Halloween Kills is a blast, just don't have the highest of expectations, and they gave it a 3 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll go ahead and read. Tony did give us a score and a small review. So I'll go ahead and read his and get it out of the way. Tony said at noon today, cool kills and sets up Michael as this ultimate evil, but the mob mentality shit is dumb, and dumbass Haddonfield residents drag the movie down. Besides Big and Little John, they rule.
True.
And he gives Halloween Kills a score of 6.
Out of?
Out of 10, sorry. 6 out of 5, actually.
Yeah.
I like hearing Melee's thoughts last because you have a better way with words than I do.
Yeah, beautiful way of words.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on.
So I'm looking at my scores that I gave Halloween 4 and Halloween 3 because I feel like I'm kind of like I feel like I put them in the middle of that, so I have my score figured out. This is one of those where the kills are cool, the premise is cool at first, and then they just kind of it's like they came up with the premise, and then they said, yeah, but how do we make this last like an hour and a half, though?
True.
And then just nothing really like the first bit is really cool. The firefighter scene is very cool, but there's some weird shit going on with the blood, like the blood effects in that scene that I had never noticed. I've only seen this film once before. We watched it last night. And I didn't notice it in the theater because I was just excited to watch the movie. That changed when I left. The first like 20 minutes, great. After that, you do get this very unorganized mess of these residents wanting to kill Michael, and then for some reason they essentially make this man commit suicide for no reason, no proof whatsoever, other than they saw his face on the news. But like, it's obviously not Michael. The dude is way too short. His body type is way too different. I mean, it's
small cock.
And why would Michael Myers be running from you?
True.
Like that, none of it makes any fucking sense. They're going for some stupid motif of something, I'm sure, but it just didn't make any sense. It didn't land. And then the ending, I don't know. Not every Halloween movie has to end with, oh, Michael's dead, and then, oh, he's not. You don't have to do that. You could have done this in a different way, especially with the way that I know Halloween Ends goes. Spoiler alert.
What?
Yeah, there is another film after this.
Oh boy.
But it's like its good moments are good. Its good moments are good. It's just the bad part of that is its bad moments are bad, like pretty bad, a lot worse than I remembered. Like I said, I'm putting this between Halloween 3 and Halloween 4, and so I will be giving Halloween Kills a 5.5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Bailey?
Very delicious.
Bailey, the floor is yours.
That is mine to me. Well, you see, as you can tell, I'm a big fan of this franchise. Even though I only saw most of these movies of this podcast.
Yeah, well.
As we said before, by reading that
Synopsis.
the first like 20 minutes or so, especially with the flashback, perfection. I didn't notice as Sam said, like the blood effects because I was too horny looking at Michael killing a bunch of firefighters, a bunch of muscular, oily firefighters. But I think it feels like I want to like this movie, but it feels like it undermines what the first part did. Like with Halloween 2018, 1978, it was pretty much a bow tie of the entire franchise. Like the 3 generations of the Strode woman, they were able to end the quote unquote curse of Michael and finally put him away for good.
Dangerously close there.
Halloween 5, the curse of Michael Myers. That's where they stopped.
I wish.
And it feels like this does not feel as authentic as the first one. It feels like, I'm pretty sure they were planning a trilogy from the start, but it almost feels like they found the perfect ending and then they realized, wait, we need to make 2 more movies. Fuck.
Yeah. They planned a trilogy from the start, but they only wrote the first movie. Yes.
They did the whole trilogy in the first movie, so then they had to find a way to extend it. The concept of the town revolting against Michael, finally standing up for themselves, I say is pretty good. I don't think it has been done in previous entries, so this is a pretty unique twist. The problem is, in order to do that, they had to turn everyone in the town into fucking idiots.
So stupid. They were so stupid.
Because almost this movie feels like, how do we get Michael from point A to point B and then to point C? That's how it almost feels. It feels like these people are doing stuff only so that Michael can get to that next scene instead of there being like a logical explanation as to why these people are acting this way, blah blah blah. Of course, many of these people are going to be angry, and that's kind of playing on this motif of the evil that Michael is. It's not just about him. Maybe the entire town can be infected with the evil that he is. And unfortunately, they failed in exploring that, and they tried that again in the next film, and surely they'll get it right next time. I think
I have my thoughts on that.
Mm-hmm.
Tie it all together in the last one.
The idea of Michael being a personification of evil that can never really die. I mean, that's cool for most of the movies,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of played on that with the part one. But with here, they almost make him feel like he can be beaten, like intentionally.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, it feels like there is no conceivable way for Michael to win this. Like he's gonna be swarmed by hundreds of people, and no matter what, like evil or not, I'm pretty sure that an entire town can beat one 60-year-old man.
Yeah. It's one of the, it's like they want, I feel like since the second film, maybe we can say fourth, but I would say since the second film, it's like they want Michael to be a pseudo supernatural being,
Mm-hmm.
but they won't lean into it just enough to actually do it. They either lean into it way too far, and then we get Halloween 5 and 6,
Mm-hmm.
or they lean into it too little, and it just doesn't make any sense, like it does with this film, or they don't lean into it at all, and just none of it makes sense. Where, I mean, this dude got beat to fucking shit
Mm-hmm.
at the end of this film and survived, and just, what is the explanation for that? Because if he's just a guy that's a bad dude, he's fucking 60 years old. That would have, dude, he's dead, but he's not.
Mm-hmm.
So it just, I don't know.
Like the start of the movie is basically he escapes the fire that was supposed to kill him.
Yeah.
So we kind of get the idea that, oh yeah, he can't be beaten. But then they spend the entire movie showing that he's just a regular dude.
Yeah.
Who just happens to be very strong and whatever. Like that's kind of like what the Robert Sommer movies did. But he was also like 8 feet tall in that movie.
Right.
So it kind of makes sense why he looked very powerful.
And that's why I appreciate those two films, because he's not like a supernatural being. He's just a big fucker.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. It's one of those things, man. Like I love this franchise. I love the shit that they do, but there are some like serious fucking issues that 12 films in, we're definitely not just figuring this out now.
Mm-hmm.
12 films into it, there's still no one that's done any of these that has actually figured out like what Michael Myers is. You gotta
like,
pick a side and stick to it.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of easy with like the very first film, 1978, because it was the very first one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there was no blueprint behind it, so pretty much you have free reign of what you want to do there.
Yeah.
And then future movies, they kind of lean into the unspeakable, unkillable thing, which can be cool. But then other movies, sometimes in the same continuity, they act like he's like just a regular dude.
There's
So
I'll let you finish.
they don't know when to commit to either idea. Like in the beginning of the movie, clearly he's more powerful than he seems.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some supernatural entity, like just maybe he's just so evil that the devil is just not letting him die.
Yeah.
He's gonna continue killing.
And I'll
But
buy
then the
into
rest
that.
of the movie, hmm But then the rest of the movie, he's just like he is just a regular dude who manages to kill you.
Yeah. I can
And then
absolutely sorry, I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but
Mm-hmm.
I can absolutely buy into the idea that Michael is this like chosen by Satan himself, fucking like humanized demon on Earth that is just here to kill people. I can buy into that idea, but you've got to like
Mm-hmm.
you have to present that. It has to be There has to be something, because like you said, he can't go from in a house fire. Doesn't die in a house fire, which is also Halloween 2 is not canon in this timeline, but this is the second time that Michael Myers has like survived a fire. You can't have him going from that and killing fucking like 10 firefighters and then going on a goddamn rampage to getting his ass kicked by a bunch of like normal ass people. Normal fucking people. And then he survives and then kills all of them. Like, there's got to be some sort of explanation here, because it just...
It's a horror movie.
Oh, hello, Dino.
That's right.
It's a franchise.
True.
Shane Douglas is under that mask.
Dino, we'll let you do your review for Halloween Kills next. Melee is still giving his... I've been interrupting him constantly.
Yeah.
I mean, well, to further interrupt Melee.
Go on.
But okay, since I got the green light, I would feel terrible, honestly. Upon first watch, I fucking hated it. This time around, truthfully, I give it a 7.
Okay.
You know, that's fair.
I give it a 7. Knowing what happens next,
yeah,
I give it a 7.
That's fair. That's fair.
Driving me to drink it.
Movie. This is a movie that sometimes it tries to stay grounded, but then it kind of has to bend the rules a bit to make the plot go along.
Yeah.
It's not a terrible movie compared to like the other, like Halloween 5 or 6. It's watchable. You can have some fun with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can. Yeah.
But there are better entries here.
Well, plus, how about that name drop of Halloween 6
in
this movie?
Yeah.
That's the curse of Michael Myers.
But yeah, like, I feel like at least in the first 20 minutes, I feel like they were going somewhere with this premise, and then they just kind of like, how do we get from this scene to this scene? And I feel like they just lost their way for like the rest of the film. So if I had to put a number to this, I'll probably put it like a 5 out of 10.
Okay.
So pretty on brand.
Like, I can watch this, but like as a movie by itself, it's not terrible. It's watchable. But as a critic, as a film bro, which I hate that term.
Yeah, well,
it's hard to ignore some of the problems of this movie, like narratively speaking.
Yeah.
Especially for this franchise.
And that kind of, I mean, it does, like, so I put this between Halloween 3 and Halloween 4, and I would watch all, like, any of those 3 films. I would absolutely, like, have no issue with watching. If someone were to, hey, I'm going to watch this, like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
There are definitely films in this franchise that if someone said they wanted to watch it, I'm leaving immediately. I'm never talking to that person again. But anyway, with that, coincidentally, this actually does put this film in between Halloween 3 and Halloween 4 just a little bit.
That feels fair.
Dino's 7 did give it just a bump over Halloween 4. It has a average score of 5.88, which puts it just above Halloween 4's 5.83 and below Halloween 2 or Halloween 3's 6.
I am very surprised at the low score for Halloween 4. I thought that was a good bookend of.
I genuinely think if we revisit this franchise at any point, at some point, like a decade from now, that I'd probably give Halloween 4 another point or two. But now that I have the all but one movie down on the franchise, I don't think I appreciated Halloween 4 enough. But in my defense,
I'm already condemning you.
We had just watched Halloween 1, 2, and 3.
I mean, 3 is the best one. So,
but yeah, so that was Halloween Kills.
I wouldn't blame you for thinking that because I can see the appeal of Halloween.
No, it's very. I mean, when you're
Halloween 3 is good. It funny enough, it does suffer the curse of Michael Myers because the only reason that it flopped is that they never told anybody what the plan was, and people were already expecting Michael Myers, but then they wanted to do an anthology, and like, no, you idiot, you should have just called it Season of the Witch. That is all you should have called it. But
or even just Halloween Season of the Witch. Just don't call it Halloween 3.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, we are one film away from actually finally finishing the Halloween franchise that we started back in May. And as of recording date is September 18th for this episode.
Oh my God.
I cannot say 100% that Halloween Ends will be out next week. I'm starting my vacations soon. And by soon, I mean tomorrow. So may or may not have Halloween Ends up next week. I will try my best to do that, but I've only got 3 days that I'm going to be back home, and then I'm gone for like a week and a half. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But the next time you hear a 3 from Hell podcast, it will be Halloween Ends. Melee, also, I was reading through the scores list, and this is your 8th straight appearance on the podcast.
That's fucking crazy.
Yep, that's pretty fucked up.
I'll make sure to miss next week.
Yeah,
You'll be by yourself.
Yep.
Break that streak.
Also, I guess Justin has just completely given up on the Halloween franchise once we got to the the last trilogy, but whatever.
Can I be the new Justin, like the new Loomis?
I guess so. That's fine.
You're the new Loomis.
I don't know. I don't know when Justin will be back. Yeah, Tony couldn't be here. He was working, of course. That's just kind of how that goes.
Mouse.
So that's okay. He was on the watch along last night. Go watch it. Patreon.com/you damn right. $1 a month. $2 a month to get both. Anyway, let's wrap this one up. I gotta go play a college football video game. Wow. Yeah, so go follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcast and leave us a review and tell your friends. Buy the merch. We're gonna have a new shirt up in probably like 10 minutes. I need to go post that. We're gonna have a new shirt up on the I forget what the website's called. The link's in the description of the episode, though. I can't remember the name of the website. Yeah, that's about it. Dino, would you like to add anything? You came in late.
Yeah, I went and had lunch with Lioncock himself, Christopher Bosch, and he sends his regards. It was a nice day, and then I was like, okay. Oh wait, I'm home. I need to check and see if I missed the podcast, and so here I am at the end.
So I was gonna message you, and then I was like, this isn't that important to bother him about this. I
mean, I wanted to be here for it. It's just I already had the plans to meet him.
Oh yeah.
I will definitely suck it up and torture myself and watch the final entry. Because I haven't seen it since it came out, and I've just seen Michael Myers since then. So
maybe we watch it again, and it's actually like not as bad as we
You're
remember.
full of shit because that movie was real bad. It's not going to happen.
It was
like
very bad.
we're trenching into hell one more time.
But all right, that's gonna wrap it up for this week. We'll see you at some point in the future. Maybe next week. Maybe the week after that. Maybe the week after that, or maybe the week after that, or the week after that. The week after that, or the week after that. After that. Anyway, this is 3 from Hell. I'm Sam. Dino's here. Melee's here. I'm talking for him. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
The OG3 signing off.
The OG3 minus Justin minus Tony plus Dino plus Melee. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
This is for Dr. Loomis.